Come to Dr. Sanjeev Dimao, and he is the Group General Counsel of Vedanta. Unfortunately, his name is not flashing there. He's one of the finest general counsels in the country. We all know him, we respect him for his original ideas, and he has a particular notion about this entire aspect because he has a ringside view from the corporate perspective, from handling complex assignments. So, two major things have come up, sir. One is that the proceeds of crime or organized crime kind of stuff has been mentioned in the new act. Secondly, forensic is being touted as they have mentioned that the forensic will be mandatory, and National Forensic University is doing series of workshops to prepare themselves in next 60 to 90 days for the kind of work which is going to fit. And before that, the government was so advanced, they have created 9 forensic universities across country so that they prepare the country for the kind of which Pinky ma'am also said very correctly that the transition to the electronic medium and science-based entire criminal trial will be a faster and even with more than the 50% which you talked about. What is your take and how it will also give comfort to the corporate India? So,
thanks a lot. And I would like to first thank the business world for inviting me to share my views on this very relevant and contemporary topic. I think, the questions are very relevant, Sudhir, for the simple reason, two things. Today's the new legal framework that addresses the major issues on two fronts. One is the technology, and the second is the societal needs. And that is exactly the reason why what we are finding today in all these three legislative frameworks in terms of evidence-based, which is data-based, with the forensic-based evidence and all that. Now, because your topic is also that what is that impact on the corporate, and the way in which I look at the whole legal framework is in two parts. One is to keep the house in order. Now, to keep the house in order essentially means that from an evidence standpoint, where the digital data or electronic data is getting recognized, so it essentially means that we will have to maintain the data in that format. We will have to have the technology and software in terms of maintaining that data. We will have to have the forensic based mechanism in terms of maintaining data, because that would all be required when the proceedings would start in the courts and all that. But then you also raised one important point, and which is on the organized crime. One of the biggest threat which appears to me as far as the corporate India is concerned, or from the business is concerned, is this very definition of organized crime. Because it's very specific. It covers economic offenses. Economic offense is again a very wide definition. It also covers that, all those unlawful means which you are using. And then it says it introduces the concept of organized syndicate. Now, just think about it. The way in which the definition is structured is that if there are two offenses or two or more offenses in the last 10 years of imprisonment of more than 10 years, it essentially means that you become a part of organized crime. So if there are prosecution initiated or charge sheets filed with regard to some, the officials of the company or the directors, and there are two or more people, then you will always have a threat in terms of getting yourself categorized in that organized crime and organized syndicate. And that is what the whole issue, all about, and where the industry, I think, is disturbed perhaps. And that needs to be somewhere addressed. And this is how I want to, in the initial comment, I would say.
Very well, sir.
Yeah,
Very well. Kundi ma'am, I'll ask you that you have seen it from the government perspective. You are heading a very important public sector undertaking, its legal function. What are some of the missed opportunities you see? What are some of the missed opportunity like marital rape? We haven't talked about that here also. Is it a missed opportunity? What do you think about sedition law?